Hi class, I'm Bertil.
And I'm Andre. The artist we have chosen for Project One is Miranda July.
Miranda July is a daughter of Lindy Howe and Richard Gressinger, both writers who taught at Goddard College. She was born in Bear, Vermont in 1974. Her parents were also founders of the North Atlantic Books, a publisher of alternative health, martial arts, and spiritual titles. Her mother was Protestant and her father was Jewish. She was raised in Berkeley, California, where she initially started staging plays at 1924 Gilman Street at a local punk rock club. The high school she attended was Preparatory School in Oakland. An author named Ricky Moody was a friend of a friend, encouraging July to work on her short fiction stories. The Lifers, which is a play, was written and directed by July when she was only 16 years old. She cast 20 Latina women in this play. She explains that the experience made an impact on her heavily. She later attended the University of California, Santa Cruz, but she put an end to taking part in her second year.
July moved to Portland, Oregon, and worked on performance art or one-woman shows. Her performances were quite successful, as she was quoted saying that she has not worked a day job since she was 23 years of age. During an interview, she states that she still enjoys performances as it is much different than filmmaking. During her time in Portland, she also participated in the Riot Grrrl scene, which was beginning to be popular in the early 1990s. It was an underground feminist punk movement that involves feminism, punk music, and politics. She wanted to apply the concept of Riot Grrrl into the world of filmmaking. In an effort to bring female filmmakers together, July also created several small video projects and performances years prior to her feature film, Me and You and Everyone We Know. While working on her art, she had to work several odd jobs to make ends meet. Some of the odd jobs were waitressing, tastemaking for Coca-Cola, a locksmith, and a stripper.
July enjoyed acting as she acted in many of her own films such as Atlanta, The Amateurist, Nest of Tens, Are You the Favorite Person of Anyone, and her feature-length films Me and You and Everyone We Know, and The Future. In 1998, she made an appearance in the film Jesus' Son. She also appeared in an episode of Portlandia in 2012. She was a co-star in Josephine Decker's 2018 film Mandolin's Mandolin.
Not only is July a filmmaker, but she also possesses the talent of author, mostly of short stories. In fact, writing was something she did years prior to her first feature film. In an interview, July states she is least confident in her potential to produce films out of all her talents. She attributes this to the fact that she is a woman. She understands most people on her sets have not for a moment taken orders from a female film director. She continues to say that one must have a certain amount of confidence to play that role. The Boy from the Lamb Cairn is a short story written by July, which was published in 2005 by Cloverfield Press as a special edition book with illustrations by Eleanor Nisley and Emma Hettich. Another short story, Something That Needs Nothing, was published in the following year by The New Yorker.
July's first full-length performance was the work Love Diamond in 1998. This was the collaboration with composer Zach Love. The first act revolves around a woman, a mother, and her daughter. The mother is either human or pretending to be human, and the daughter is either sick or pretending to be sick. The second act tells a story of a female on an airplane who is circling an entity called the Titan, which is a planet, a monster, a hopelessly sad man who is following her. The performance combines slide and video imagery, also controlled by July while she was performing. It was humorously depicted women's perceived cultural roles. I found Love Diamond very mysterious and interesting as she depicts sad romance and communicates almost poetically with the film screen behind her. She goes on and off stage separating herself from character in the film, and the next scene she is a character. She is very open with her sexuality and gender and is very intrigued with the human body, mostly the woman's body. She is very independent with her work as she controls her own images while performing. July performs at sites such as the New York Video Festival, The Kitchen in New York, and Yo Yo A Go Go in Olympia. Before performing full-length work in theatrical performance venues, July performed in music clubs, sharing bills with bands like Sleater-Kinney, Kicks on Speed, and Dub Neurotic. Most of this work was recorded and is available on CDs. July's The Bennett Simon Test in 1998 is one of the most bizarre releases. It was known to be unsettling and sometimes unpleasant. Before this, July was a member of the band The Need. This collaboration can be heard on the seventh record Margie Rusty Stops Times in 1996. Her mindset and creative ideas is what gives her the audience she well deserves.
Services, Miranda's most recent piece of art, came to life in a most unexpected way. On March 13th, 2020, Miranda had received a phone call from her child's school, announcing that the school would be closed down due to COVID. Shocked and coming to the realization that this pandemic was actually happening, Miranda received a phone call from a telemarketer in the Philippines. The aim of the telemarketer was to sell services to self-published authors who were struggling with their career. It is safe to say the telemarketer had called the wrong person. Instead of hanging up, as she normally would, admittedly, Miranda answered the questions of the telemarketer, then had some questions of her own. "Where are you from?" "The Philippines," responded Jay. The telemarketer, "How old are you?" 27. "What do you like to do when you are not working?" "Karaoke." "Are you a woman?" "Yes, a trans woman." Through serendipity, Miranda and Jay exchanged Instagrams and began what would turn into a business relationship. Miranda would send Jay money and Jay would send Miranda pictures. When Jay sent Miranda the photo that would soon be called Services, Miranda thought it was the perfect photo to personify the transactional relationship between her and Jay. To me, the piece Services greatly represents the social economic struggle of our society today. The way Jay is bowing down to the money is a powerful statement. It really personifies the idea of being a slave to the almighty dollar. The background is also interesting because it could have been shot anywhere to represent either power or inequity. It could have been shot in an alleyway, a fancy car, a homeless shelter, expensive hotel, etc. My best guess would be that they wanted to make it relatable to everyone, rich or poor. We are all figurative slaves to money. One thing I really like about Miranda is the fact that her work focuses on calling out inequity and the social norms. A lot of times we go through our lives accepting the status quo as if that's just the way it is. I am also someone who questions everything and struggles to accept things at face value.
Miranda July is a true innovator of our generation, a multifaceted icon in modern art. From her filmmaking, musical endeavors, and of course her artwork, Miranda gives a voice to the silent issues that taunt the social structures of today's society. Her forthright and unapologetic pieces cause constructive discourse in the minds of many. Miranda is currently working on philanthropic ventures and filmmaking. That's it for our presentation, and we hope you enjoyed and learned something new about our artist, Miranda July. Thank you.